Alice. I'm an internationally certified tea sommelier, and I'm starting my tea series off with a Shaded Yabukita Kabuse Sencha. Senchas are one of the most popular green teas in Japan, but they're also quite pervasive in the American market. So it's pretty likely that you've tried this sencha before, but I'm going to give you a little bit more information to help you make better selections and enjoy a more quality tea experience. So let's jump into it. This Shaded Yabukita Kabuse Sencha epitomizes the Japanese palate, ethos of craftsmanship, and their gastronomic sensibilities. Its flavor profile exemplifies the classic umami and vegetal tasting notes that senchas are known for, and it offers a uniquely balanced, smooth, and full-bodied tasting experience. And this is all to do with its terroir and the craftsmanship of the thoughtful artisans that encountered this batch of tea at each stage of the tea making process. It's typical for Japanese teas to have very prescriptive names, and these are like callbacks to their craftsmanship. It's what tea connoisseurs use to help them figure out what teas are quality versus what teas are maybe for mass market. It also helps us understand like the pricing difference. So in this video, I'll talk a little bit more about the craftsmanship that went into making this tea at each stage of the tea making process, and how all of these little specialities resulted in and developed the flavor profile that we taste in this Shaded Yabukita Kabuse Sencha. So this tea is made up solely of leaves from tea trees of the Yabukita cultivar, which is Japan's preferred cultivar. It's native to the Shizuoka prefecture. Yabukita was registered as an official cultivar in 1953. Senchas from this cultivar are used as a benchmark for evaluating the timing of harvest and other aspects of cultivation for senchas yielded from other cultivars. It's a favorite among Japanese tea makers for its well-balanced and clean flavor profile. Tea farmers will employ the kabuse technique, which entails shading the tea plants for up to 20 days using nylon or reed tarps. And what this does is it slows the photosynthesis process down, thereby producing more L-theanine amino acids in the tea leaves. And this tea was shaded for 15 days. Utilizing the kabuse method for this tea made the umami flavor more prominent, but I also think it deepened the marine and grassy notes, and for that reason, it makes sense why kabuse is prominently featured on the label, because I think that it played an impactful role in the production of this tea. What's really unique is that these tea leaves were harvested from 60-year-old tea trees grown in Nara, Japan. The trees are harvested once a year, and then they're pruned and left to recover for the rest of the year. So whatever leaves are yielded and processed from this single harvest is all that will be available on the market for the entire year. Masterfully crafted by one of Japan's foremost tea maker, these leaves have a very uniform and precise structure. The 6th-generation Tomomi tea maker responsible for crafting this sencha hand-rolled these leaves into thin, flat needles. Tomomi techniques are still practiced by elite artisans and is considered the pinnacle of sencha production. But as machines take over tea production, this special hand-rolling technique is becoming quite rare. Senchas are designated based on what steaming process the leaves undergo. There are 3 steaming styles: asamushi, fukamushi, and chumushi. This sencha is done in the asamushi style. It's the shortest steaming process of the 3. Asamushi style teas are light and slightly tannic, and their full-bodied nature translates vegetal and grassy notes extremely well. The tasting experience of this tea was an amplified yet balanced version of a top-shelf, well-made sencha that's so full-bodied it was almost like soupy, but at the end it rounded out to a really clean finish. It offered the traditional vegetal notes like fresh-cut grass and bean sprouts, along with the earthy umami and seaweed. The most surprising tasting note, and this came forward pretty immediately for me during my tasting, was oyster. I picked up on the briny sea and wet sand that makes up what's called the oyster liqueur, and this is a natural juice in an oyster that keeps it fresh and alive. It's also the most important part of the oyster's flavor. It immediately made me think of the Japanese ama or sea women who free dive for pearls and seafood, and I think that's so cool, how this tea is so classically Japanese that even tasting it conjures up images of Japan. If this video got you interested in trying senchas, let me know which one you tried and what you thought. I'd love to know more about your tasting experience in the comments.